What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up, what's up? It is another Art Bros Wednesday. How we doing, everybody?
Yes, the regularly scheduled Art Bros. I'm glad we're back to doing just Wednesdays because the multiple days a week are rough for anybody out there.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got some awesome people in chat already.
Yes, Nefarious, Infinity Comics, K Manifesto, Reese, Don Chin, but Don Chin's somewhere else too, guys. Guess where
so
he's
it's Infinity.
Guess where he's at. Guess where he's at.
But K Manifesto
and Infinity, yes.
He's here as well. K Manifesto, and also because I wanted to mention something about K Manifesto's new show with Dojo Kun. I missed it, but I will get to see it. I promise. He showed his face maybe a week or something ago on Bancroft, and I'm now intrigued to what him and Dojo Kun will come up with. Yeah, so Mo Biggs is in the house as well. So how you been, Jeremy? What's up with you?
You know, just cranking. You know, I'm doing a value pass on my completed. I did a thumbnail pass of my comic and got all the way to the end. Yes. So what I'm trying to do is get a value pass through and then send that over to you to start judging and telling me how to need to adjust this, think about this, and do all that. So I'm just doing all kinds of cool stuff over here. But I'm page 4 through the value pass. I've already got some lines halfway through, so I'm just excited to be able to be this far, like, you know, and be able to, like, I got a comic coming.
I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah.
As soon as I can. I've got some news on my end with Star Circuit this week. I put out a 3D print that is now available on Indiegogo. Let's bring it up very quickly.
You need a sound like bit board or something that just goes or something like that every time you start doing
that's
stuff.
A little more professional than what I'm used to. But however, actually the guy who made the bike, let's bring up the bike real quick. The guy who made this sweet model has one of those boards, and I need to get him to give me the load on it and how to get
full
this work.
Full screen.
I am full screen. Oh, full screen this part. There you go. Just pull that down too. Yeah, so this is just a quick rotation. We have like a looped GIF that just plays forever. Yeah, it's a sick model, and it's for $60 for this gray version, which I'll bring up here in a second. I'll show you guys. Let's go to the Indiegogo page.
Sick bike.
It's a sweet bike. If you go beyond the pages, beyond the veil, if you will, of all my story, you'll end up down here where it says Metric X50 3D print. This is the name of the bike. It is the classic. It's the classic Metric cycle, which in the story, Metric is the main character's name and also the main company that makes bikes, because he's part of the same family. So this is a badass sport bike, and what you will get is this gray matte 3D print. We'll primer it for free if you want it primered. It's pretty big. It's actually really big for a 3D print. The minute you get it in your hands, you're like, it's actually like the size of like the length of my hand, I guess, something like that. I did measure my hand just recently just to figure out how it would compare. But yeah, here it is in the 3D turn. You can see it spinning around. So that's what you'll get. So it's got this kind of, I don't know, it's really bright here. It looks more white than gray because of the lighting, but it's killer. I'm excited to bring that up. The perk is right in the middle because it's $60 right here. This is the perk. So check it out. I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
Go get it. $60 for a 3D print of the motorcycle. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Go for it. Go paint it yourself. Go paint it yourself and do like a design your own Metric bike, you know, little like contest or something.
I probably will later. anybody who does get it, it'll be a good format for you to paint on, and then next year
to do a punk bike, like a punk bike, like
punk.
kind of destroy it a little bit and then add some more details to it. And
yeah, we call those customs, bro.
Yeah,
in the bike world.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the deal. If you do get it, there's only 40 of them, so 4 people have taken me up on it so far, and I'm sure they will start coming off the shelves or the virtual shelves as quicker and quicker. But yeah, thanks for joining us on Art Bros. Thanks for everyone who supported Star Circuit. Let's get on with the main show.
Yes.
We've got 2 guests. Not always do we have 2 guests. How many times have we had 2 guests before, Jeremy?
Twice.
Twice.
I think this will be the second time.
I feel like we've had 2, but not at the same time, not double featured.
No. We'll have some fun. If it is in our past videos, that's we're working, guys. We're working.
For sure. So yeah, I didn't. I'm sure you mentioned it, or somebody mentioned it. Phoenix Animation is here. Mo Biggs is here.
Yes.
We saw one other person pop up here, but thanks for showing up, everybody. We've got our first guest is Alejandro from Infinity Comics with his killer-looking book, Columns of Creation. It looks like something I would aim to want to draw, like myself. Like, it looks like something I would probably want to produce. So, welcome, Alejandro.
Hey, man. What's up? I'm good. Hey, Jeremy.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good to have you. Our second guest tonight is a funny man, if you will. He likes to put out funny books, and he's actually one of the most charismatic people we know in CG. Good Don Chin.
I am a little old. I am. That's all right, man.
Dude, you don't look old at all. That's why I'm like second guessing immediately.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here.
Yes.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, man. One of my favorite people.
Oh, I know.
We go
back. We go back like 6 months or something.
That's right. That's right.
And Frog G is up in here already throwing out some links. Frog G.
Yes.
Thanks, Frog G.
Do you ever take a day off, Frog G? Take a day off, man. Get some PTO. So I want to bring on a couple different subjects, and we can kind of divvy it up like we did last time. Last time we had who did we do this with? Did we do it with The Edge and Heroinberg, I think?
Yes.
But I think we did like a subject, and then we kind of flipped between both of you guys. We do whatever the question is, and we'll casually go between you guys instead of going one guy all the way through and going through his book.
Wow, this is organization.
That's cool.
It kind of allows it to kind of flow naturally and kind of bounce back and forth, but we'll make sure everyone gets their kind of balanced chunk.
Yes.
Like their main chunk, main dive.
Correct.
Okay, Don can take my time.
Usually, if I start drinking too much wine, it'll go off the rails, and then anybody who's, it's all anybody's game at that point.
You have a doggy.
Yeah, my little doggy in the back, Cloud.
Oh,
yeah, mine's around here somewhere.
He's gonna lay down.
Yeah,
he'll come lay down over there and chill.
Dog. What kind of dog is that?
Dog.
He's a street dog from Aruba. So he's a mutt from Aruba. They just call him Kanukus over there.
Kanukus. So you just snatched him from the streets.
No,
that's what it sounds like, right?
It does. Though if you did, no one would care because they breed like cats over there. They want you to adopt them. So let's talk about maybe Jeremy has. Jeremy, want to start off with the first question? Do you have like a interesting thing you want to ask the guests?
Yes, guys. How is it going? What projects are we bringing up today? Like we've got with Don Chin, we've got BEARDZZERKER, and a lot of us have been hearing about this and stories about this. And then with Infinity Comics, what do we got, sir? What do we got?
We've got magic. We've got powers.
Magic and powers. And
That's
powers.
right.
Oh, less beards.
We've got beards. Yeah, we've got beards. And
nice.
I might put this on a little bit later. My wife doesn't like the beard. So
right.
Most of them say that.
Infinity Comics has Columns of Creation, Volume 1, Down to Earth.
Correct.
Oh, let's get into this.
So you wanted to. So those are the projects. Do you want to say just a little bit of maybe like let's just do an elevator pitch for each? I got Don Chin's screen here. We'll start with you, Don Chin. Maybe give a little bit of an elevator pitch.
All right. Well, everybody knows about Keanu Reeves' Berserker book that came out from Boom Studios. So when I saw that announced last year and I watched the trailer, I just thought this is just ripe for spoofing. And I'm a big Keanu fan, and this is not done with malice. It's more of a love.
What's your favorite Keanu movie, Don?
What's that?
What's your favorite Keanu movie? Before we
gosh.
So many.
I'll probably have to say the original Bill and Ted. That's kind of where I first saw him. And now that you guys are on Art Bros, I mean that Bill and Ted are like bros.
Dude, in fact, I probably need to come with some clips. Get some clips up in here. That and Wayne's World.
Yes.
So, anyways, Boom announced this book, and it looked like he was kind of like a John Wick, soldier of fortune, very brutal, combat guy. Not a whole lot of story was released before when they started promoting this. So I just kind of had to take it and go with it. And I wrote the story last. I think I finished it like in October of last year, and I've been working on it since then. But it's like a teenage kid in the 80s. That's like Ted, which is Keanu's character. If he fell asleep in a coma and then he was awakened 30 years later, but during that 30 years, the government downloads combat programs into his mind, martial arts movies. So he wakes up totally shredded. You'll see in the trailer, if we play the trailer, kind of what the gist is about. But it's like a Rip Van Winkle rock and roll comedy, yet with a lot of action in it. So it's 32 pages, full color. We made the price point at $15 per issue. And we're really excited. We're almost at 50% funding, which is if we can get hit, 3,500, that would be great. And so we've been having a lot of fun. We've got a lot of cool variant covers, which we'll show you later. That's basically the pitch.
I love that pitch. That's like anytime you're mentioning Rip Van Winkle in your pitch, I'm in. That's what I always say. Rip Van is the best.
Can I say, Don? You know what that makes me think of? Actually, it's funny. It's like a mix between your book and Cyberpunk, which is what I think of when I think of Star Circuit, because in Cyberpunk, the game Cyberpunk 2077, one of the characters is played by Keanu Reeves, and he I can't tell you too much, otherwise there would be spoilers. But something happens with this character that then he comes back in a form decades later. So it's not too far fetched from the events of the game.
Dude, you don't know how close that is to Star Circuit as well. So we'll just say that
it was kind of scary one time. Joe was hitting me up about that. Was like, wait a minute, did you just see this new trailer? I'm like, what? He's like, it gets really creepy. I'm like, I've experienced that before in artwork, and it's just like, in fact, I'll be honest with you, in Infinity Comics, this Columns of Creation. Oh my God, the artwork is.
I know.
And with BEARDZZERKER too, but I'm just going through some of this stuff and like before the show, and
I'm sorry. I have to give Replicant the MVP for comment already. I know Mo's going to try to beat it. Mo will try to beat this, but Rip Van Winkle is probably the best thing I've ever heard.
Yes.
In fact, I might do some fan art later on of this.
I like that. Yeah. Awesome.
Very good. And Riverbend Bear shows up. Thank you, Riverbend Bear.
Hey, guys.
It's very good to have you.
Yes.
So we know a little bit about BEARDZZERKER. Let's check out. Jeremy's got this page pulled up for Columns of Creation. Let's check out did I pull out?
Alex.
Sorry.
It's okay. You only took away the window. It's fine.
Awesome.
It's funny.
I know. Right? I'm going to even move you up. Look at that. There we go. So tell us a little bit about Columns of Creation.
Right. So Columns of Creation is a fantasy comic book about, I would say, dark fantasy, about the embodied elements of nature. They're cosmic beings who create. They're in charge of creation. And after eons spent creating, or planets and universes, and galaxies, and all that fun stuff, they feel unaccomplished, and they come to Earth for a vacation. They come to live in New York City under the guise of human beings for a period of time, and to experience all the things they've never gotten to experience before, and get in all kinds of trouble. And in the process, if you scroll down to the first image you see on the left, they encounter that guy. Now, this is Paradox. I just uploaded this image yesterday. My artist drew this amazing piece of art, which is going to be added to the campaign. It's going to be a print. It's going to be colored with the logo on the top left, and it will be a perk very soon. I'm waiting on my colorist to send it back to me. And so this is the villain. He is the embodiment of black holes, and he is an immortal being. He is as old as time and space, the parents of the Columns of Creation. And he comes to Earth before them to live as human being as well. That's the funny thing. Same purpose. And he lives on Earth peacefully for decades, makes a family for himself. He has a wife, he has a daughter. But some events will take place shortly after the arrival of our heroes that will really change him. And so they will have to protect humanity from his wrath. The thing is, they are a family of dysfunctional siblings. So can they come together to defeat this, this devastating being? We'll see.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is incredible.
both the art and the pitch. I dig it. I dig both. Honestly, I've been holding off on backing you for the stream.
Oh, thanks.
What did he just hear? It's like Captain Planet, but with a badass elements instead of annoying kids.
Right.
I'm going to take you up on that. I'm not familiar with Captain Planet. I'm sorry.
Dude, Captain Planet.
You're not missing anything.
Well, you are if you go back in time.
I'm gonna.
All right.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Dude, check it out. Captain Planet was the goofiest yet educational superhero. I don't know what you'd call him, but
wasn't it the Magic School Bus kids growing up?
Is that what the joke was before?
I think that's what it was. Is if you check out, the cast members are all the same. They're just growing up.
What they've got, like different rings.
Yeah, they all have different rings.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm so old that I told Alex when he was on my show, it reminded me of the Elementals by Bill Willingham, which was an 80s and 90s comic book.
Yeah.
But Captain Planet,
and other people have brought that up, actually, Don.
About Elementals.
Nice. It's a big compliment. That was a cool book. I really liked it.
Coming from you especially.
Replicant's coming back with a rebuttal, but it's not as good as Mo's last one. However, you still take MVP so far, Replicant, with
video games. Shadow of the Colossus, I believe the Ico series and Shadow of the Colossus deal with this kind of mass black approach of things. Even in tattoo, I think it's called brutal tattoo, where basically you're just going black patches in places. So this being a black hole, I'm getting a lot of I'm just loving just the small details and certain the little yes,
well,
the hole in the chest. Yes,
I'm a big Akira guy, obviously.
That's what I'm getting.
Star Circuit-y kind of dude, and the devastation below is very Otomo, and that's what I love. I want to get into more, but we have to pull back for a second, and I want to pull back to maybe a little bit of history, more like. Because we know kind of some of our histories. Maybe you can give us a little bit of background about what you've done in comics, maybe, or just what your familiarity with comics. And one step above that, maybe what's the book that, if you can remember it, what's the book that got you wanting to make comics? What's the book that you're like, oh, this is retarded good, and I need to start making comics? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don.
You want me to go first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, I was born a lot. I'm a lot older than you guys, so I grew up in the '60s, and the thing that I got into when I was in high school that kind of made me want to do more my own thing was like heavy metal magazine, which was, guys like Richard Corbin and Mobius and guys like that. So I kind of grew up with an underground vibe. I read the standard Marvel and DC stuff, but I was more edgy. I liked kind of the more fantasy, pushing the boundaries type of stuff. And my stuff kind of has my early stuff, like the Hamsters, kind of feels like an underground comic more so than your standard commercial comic book, which we were parodying Eastman and Laird's Ninja Turtles, which kind of had that gritty, crude but energetic vibe to it.
Do you think did you think you coined the parody of a parody comic? Did you?
As far as I know,
yeah.
The Turtles, as everybody knows, was a parody of Daredevil and Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a comic book store owner back in the 80s, and I was hearing all the buzz about this book. So I got it in, and it immediately appealed to me because it just felt like something, I probably would have done if I was doing comics. And it just came to me in a college class, what if I took this Turtles idea one step further? So I came up with the adolescent radioactive black belt Hamsters, and it sold very well with Eclipse Comics. I grew up reading Mad Magazine, Crack Magazine, a lot of movies like Airplane, Mel Brooks. So I just kind of grew up enjoying that. Those were my influences. But the comic book that I would probably say is mainly heavy metal, and then also the John Byrne, Chris Claremont run on X-Men. That was probably one of my favorite books back in the day.
Good calls there, Don.
Hey Don, you know what I was thinking? If someday you wanted to, do me the honor of doing like a parody of Columns of Creation, I think that's like the ultimate compliment. I think.
I would love that. Well, maybe we could talk about an ash can. You've got this planned as a finite series, so maybe we should talk about it. I'm going to be doing something with Thomas Valiant. He asked me to do something, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, really? That's awesome, dude. Yeah. I'm a fan of that book as well.
I keep on hearing this term ash can, and I've been trying to understand what the hell it means, because it just looks like another comic to me.
I think Don maybe will be able to explain it the best, right? I can explain it, but probably not to your level, maybe.
Sure. Alex, back when I was doing comics in the 90s and going through the regular distribution channel, not direct to the consumer, distributors were the ones that would take our books and send them to all the comic book stores. And so when we solicited the book, which would be like 3 months in advance, we would send out either posters or a mini edition of the comic book itself, so the bookstore owners could see what it's going to look like. But it wouldn't be colored. It probably wouldn't have lettering. It was just kind of an art sample, and it was about the size of your regular comic book is this size. So an ash can is going to be about half the size, fewer pages, and it's just almost like a mini comic, but it's not
like a preview.
Yeah, and it could be a compliment to your book. I think some creators are doing ash cans, if they reach a certain perk level, you'll see people saying, "Oh, I'm going to throw in an ash can."
Yeah. Sometimes it's just called a supplemental, but usually if it's an ash can, you're right. It's a smaller size. I think that's the key to the ash can, right?
Yeah. I'll go find one real quick. I have one right over here, but you guys.
Cool. So maybe in the meantime, Alex, you can tell us about maybe the comic that got you into it, or just general, what do you like about comics and creating?
Well, definitely it was Sandman for me. By Neil Gaiman, or in many other Vertigo titles, Lucifer After, Fables, Preacher, Spawn, these kind of things, I dig them.
Yeah, I really enjoy. I mean, Sandman is like a mind blower once you like.
Yeah, once you get into it.
Yeah, once you get into it, you're like, dude, is this a real thing? you start having dreams about it, which is ironic.
That's cool. I found an ash can, Alex.
Oh, so it's not that small.
No.
Yeah. So this is actually from '94 when I was doing superhero comic books. This is called Aster, Jay Lee cover. We were pretty blessed to do that. But this guy that we found from the Philippines, he looked like a young George Perez.
That looks great.
So that's kind of what an ash can is. You could do like a 8-page or 16-page
nice
story.
Awesome.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Don. Man, you're so resourceful.
Dude, I knew Don would have the explanation. If I try to explain that, it might be half the stream until we figured out what it was.
Art Bros Education.
That's right. We need to have a little segment. There we go.
Joe, did you know? No, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No worries.
Did you know that Don actually worked with Sam Keith, who worked on the first issues of Sandman?
No, I did not know that. I know he
Mike
is.
Dringenberg too.
Really?
Dringenberg and Keith were my homies back in the 80s.
You might have mentioned that the first time, but we were so young into streaming that I was barely holding on to the rails of this.
Yeah, I might do bring back like this book called Enchanter that I did with Dringenberg back in the 80s, and he was only 19, but he looked like Bernie Wrightson in his prime, even at a young age.
Wow.
And so my dream has always been to bring this black and white book that not a whole lot of people knew about and represent it to a new audience. So that might be my first, non-parody book that I do as a crowdfunder.
Can't you get him? Can't you get him, Don, to come on the stream and interview him? Yeah.
Sam Keith. He's very reclusive. He's super shy. Very rarely does interviews.
Wow.
I only know how to get to him from one of our mutual friends, and I haven't reached out to Sam in a while. But he would be great to get involved in something.
That would be really cool. I would love to be a part of that panel. Ask him some questions if you do get him. Yeah. But yeah, this is a great stream so far. I'm enjoying what's happening in chat. We've got a little bit of discussion of K Manifesto's show, and then Collision Bomb shows up, which is a show favorite of ours, and also Mo is also trying to, what he says here. Leroy says, Mo, thinking of setting up a GoFundMe for Joe. We can get him a real wardrobe. Look, dude. Look, they call this a Henley. It's a cheap shirt. However, Jeremy's got one on too. We noticed that.
We were like, wait. Oh shit. All right.
Wait, look, Leroy. You wouldn't even show your face, dude. So show your face, and then we'll talk about wardrobes.
You can't take Kentucky out of this.
Good point.
Right. But I am half from Kentucky. So let's go into a little bit more about creativity. I'd say, Jeremy, we asked this a few times, like where does your creativity stem from? Like, seems like Don wrote a story on a whim after seeing Keanu Reeves fund a book. How's that come out? How's that work? When do you write? How do you write? What spawned?
It just sometimes you get these ideas and they just flow as a writer, and I don't like to have it forced, and to me, it's just like when the inspiration strikes and you just have this idea that you feel like you just got to get it out of your system. I'm not like a disciplined guy where I'm going to say, I'm going to sit down like at this time of the day and write. It just comes. And I don't know. I know a lot of other people are probably not that way, but that's just the way that I write, is that I'll turn on some music that I feel is appropriate, that'll get the juices going. On this particular book, it was a lot of 80s music because I was thinking of Bill and Ted. And back in that series, they had a bunch of musicians from the 80s in that movie, like cameo appearances and stuff. So I just kind of, I just write when I feel like it's a good time to write. And if I feel like I'm forcing it, or if I don't think it's funny, then I'll just stop. And I just need to.
I was going to mention this before. For you specifically, you're writing humor books. So, who's your big inspiration for humor? Maybe comedians, stand-up comedians.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sam Kinison.
No.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, Tim Dillon right now is my favorite.
Well, unfortunately, it's not popular to say this, but I grew up listening to a lot of Bill Cosby before we found out he was such a scumbag.
Dude,
but
his delivery is.
Yeah, I like Cosby a lot, but
you get the salad spoons.
Inspiration-wise, Joe, it's like I said earlier. It's a bunch of movies and different creators. I mean, I love everything from single-panel cartoons like The Far Side, to Bloom County, to Peanuts. Peanuts was a big influence on me. And then growing up, it would be like Mad Magazine movie parodies. Stuff like that. So.
Cool. And I figured I'd ask. You never know what would pop up. You never know. So I'm glad you gave us a little bit of insight. I knew that's cool that like Schultz and Peanuts was a big influence because you can kind of tell. If you get how simplest forms of comics work, like humor wise, you can kind of build that into more bigger arcing stories or whatever. I'm sure that's what you've done with the books you've done. Yeah. So I'm glad we've got down to the ground level on that one. For you, yes, there we go. For Alex, how about you?
How about me?
On like inspirations or how do you like to create?
Well, I mean, there was a time that I was having a lot of ideas, and I haven't had any in a while because, well, I've had ideas actually, but the best ideas I've had like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and so I've decided to sort of stop, be less available creatively speaking, and start focusing more on what I've got, because Columns of Creation itself, like if we make it. It's a multi-year plan, because it's multiple volumes. Obviously, it's a big story. Due to shipping, you can do the books too big. And also because I'm not the artist, I have to pay my team. So, a bigger book would be too expensive for me to produce. But if I could, I would make this like 350, 400 pages long, right? And then there wouldn't be a need to split it into multiple volumes, but because of all those limitations, I have to cap it to 44 pages, and so there's that, and also
Let's show the book while you're talking here, because you're talking a lot about the specific books. So I'm gonna I might as well have the art up while we're talking. Go for it.
When Don mentioned the like the writing pattern and stuff. It's actually kind of funny how I do it, because I hear a lot of people say all the time, you have to write every day. I don't write for months sometimes. And then I just write for like 2 weeks straight every day. For hours, I wake up and I spend 4-6 hours of my day writing every day of the week for 2 weeks, and then I stop for months until the next thing comes up, and that's how I write. But I also obviously I curate my social media, and I find that and I'm quite lengthy in how I describe my posts. I'm quite creative, so I use that also as an opportunity to train my my writer self. And so I think that answers your question.
Yes, I think that's awesome, dude, because I love hearing different people's methods. I forgot the guy who said that he would like maybe even go to the lengths of like getting a hotel for like a certain amount of time and just being super isolated for like a week, writing a book, and then coming back to life. I forget who said he did that, but that seems really cool. It's different than what I have to deal with a day job. I would always do it before work or whatever. And I think you do get a different result if you do like segment it out or do it in a bulk. but it's cool to know that you do that kind of spurts of creativity.
Yeah.
That's awesome. These guys are saying I might be friends with Mary Jane or something. I don't know what's going on.
Mo Big sitting here saying you look like Bob Saget the day he heard Full House got canceled.
Dude, that is great. Is it the Henley? Because I'm like this every day.
Oh, that's my favorite. I'm highlighting and copying that and putting that in my incel book. That is hilarious.
Dude, an incel book? What'd you say?
What? Nothing. I got stuff for material on you, buddy.
Nice.
Got to keep the show interesting.
I'd have to say, when I first met Alex, he was on my morning show. I have a coffee and comic show every Wednesday morning, and so I've been doing like a YouTube channel for comics for the last few months. And Alex was one of my first guests. And when I first saw his artwork, and it's just so beautiful. And I looked at it. And I just thought, man, this is his first effort as a comic book. And people should fund this book. It is a beautiful, labor of love.
I gave it a little bit of a hype before, but I will be giving a little bit too much of a brag or a promotion soon. I wanted to say, yeah, I second to that. I didn't know you had a coffee in the morning kind of show, Don.
Yeah, I should have you on.
I definitely want to come on.
Under a rock, Joe. Yeah,
dude,
one of the best shows.
I'm sure it is. I am. My brain is, as Leroy can attest, my brain is scattered from all the drugs that I've done, and it's I can't follow every show. But now that I know it's there, I will be pursuing this
I
avenue.
thought you were a karate guy, like a discipline, like my body is my temple. Are you like?
Yeah, sure.
So is Joe Rogan.
This is 2021, Don. Yeah.
Yeah, his body is someone else's temple.
Right.
I'm from Humboldt County. I don't know if you guys know that. I live in the Emerald Triangle in Northern California.
I used to live in Oceanside, California. I had a couple friends out there that were from Humboldt. Yeah, they talk about that all the time. But
nice. And by the way, I say that, but I actually never get to catch one of Don's streams live. It's so annoying because I'm over here in the United Kingdom, and but I'm Italian, so forgive me, and and so it's just difficult to catch him. And you can't say I'm not making an effort. Like, I don't want to ever hear anyone say, oh, this guy's not putting the work in, he's not promoting, he's not doing. I am doing everything I can to really put this book out there, and it really fills my heart with joy that people like you, Don, recognize and acknowledge that. So thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm sitting here with two young guys, including Jeremy. That I'm saying that out of all the new projects that I've seen as a veteran in the last year, Star Circuit and Columns of Creation are definitely in the top 5. The way that you could tell you put in a lot of months, if not more than that, into these books. And it's not, these aren't rushed. They're intricate. You can tell you're not working for the man. These are personal, beloved creations that you love, and you want to, share that with people. And I pick that up when I hear you guys talk about your projects.
Oh,
thank you, Don. And I think that's like, for anybody who is out there wanting to do their own thing, that's the one thing you should know, that even the pros will tell you, don't try to idolize these big companies. Don't try to idolize the big projects. Do your own thing. And even in Comicsgate, I thought about this the other day. Like, a lot of people are angry or sad or whatever that they don't get mentioned by some of the big guys. And I think you should not worry about that. Who cares if EVS or Malin or whoever notices your particular book or this particular piece of art? They're just a person. They're just people with different opinions. And what matters is the part that you're putting into it. And
Amen.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You do what you do, and the world will come to you.
Should I say it? Should I say it? I'm gonna say it. A woman. Don, you didn't get it.
I get it. I get it.
All right. Yeah, bad joke.
I'll mark it down to come on your show soon, Don, or ask you at least. I know it's not a guarantee.
Are you working your other job at see, I'll do it anywhere like from 7 to 9 in the morning my time, so that would be like 10.
we could do it at 7. I start usually at 8. So
okay, yeah, man, we'll chat.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
So while we're on Alejandro's page, let's talk about a little bit deeper about let's just talk about do we have a trailer? Let's do the trailer.
We have a trailer, yes.
Let's do that. Let's start with the trailer.
All right.
Yeah, hold on. Dang, David. Hold on. All right.
Kentucky, baby.
Nice.
Heck yeah. So that I know while we saw the logo, that's a Von Klaus logo, right?
The logo is from my previous letterer, which was also my graphic designer, but he had to step away for personal reasons. So now the new graphic designer is Von Klaus, and he helped me design the page, the perk image, all that. What's up?
The dog likes it.
Yeah, continue on. I'm gonna mute out, but continue on.
Man, even the dog.
I can pilot you if you need.
Yeah, so this is probably a good time to mention. I'm a fan of Klaus's work. So he's doing like some page design and just overall layouts, or what is he doing here?
No, he's doing he just helped me out with the campaign page, and he did, what else did he do? I'm pretty sure he did other stuff. No, actually no.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, he helped me out with the campaign page, so that's what he's done.
Well, he's really successful, so I'd say that's a good way to go.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Yeah, he's great. And obviously I'm gonna, if we get to the shipping part, which I really hope we do, because, well, I'm excited about that. I imagine it would be, interesting. And so I would be asking him and Eric. Eric Weathers is the new letterer on this project. So we have some seasoned, professionals working on this thing. So I look forward to, asking for tips and fulfilling for people.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So with this book, who's the artist?
So the artist's name is Matt Monaco. He's working on other people's projects and that really haven't been released yet, and on a comic called Knock 'Em Dead, which is currently being published by Aftershock. And he's a great guy. And the colorist is Carlos Moreno. He is working on projects such as God's Hand, and by Anthony, is it Anthony Figueroa? I'm probably wrong. By somebody. Okay, he's working on God's Hand. within another CG creator, and please forgive me. And yeah, so I mean the colors are great. You know, I'm a big fan of my colorist, and so yeah, I just wanted to say before I forget, we're going to be launching the Infinity Comics YouTube channel tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Nice.
East with Vinny Tartamella, creator of Shadow of the Kraken and City of Venus. And we're going to start over on his channel, and then we're going to move on to my channel, like a party, right? From the cool house kid, you know, to the not so cool kid, bringing over the guests. And so I can benefit, right, from that clout. And so on that occasion, tomorrow, we'll be launching new perks on this campaign. And so what we're going to be launching are some original pages of art. But before you guys get too excited, it's not going to be my artist pages, because he works exclusively digitally on this project. It's going to be my pages, which, if you want, I can show you some of them later on. And these pages have inspired these pages as well. And there are some other pages from parts of the story that have been discarded. So very unique pieces. And also we're going to have a sketch tier, again, by myself.
Nice.
You know, so I mean, I can draw, and I have some sketches on Instagram of the characters in their human form. So, you know, if you want to take a look at those, so people understand a bit what they would get for their buck, which is not really that expensive. I think it's going to be like $7 maybe for a sketch. So yeah, this whole campaign is very economical, and so yeah, and then whenever the print of Paradox is available, I'm going to add that to the campaign, and yeah, I'm excited about that.
Dude, I'm
Beautiful
stoked for
design.
this. Yeah,
Beautiful design. Really,
Thank you.
very, very above standard. What?
Oh, and
you've seen.
thank you, Don, again. And look what we've got here.
Whoa, there it is.
Pretty. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, and this is actually matte coated, but the final one will not be, because I noticed that matte coating dims the color down a bit, and I don't want that, especially with these beautiful colors. So yeah, it's going to be, you know, it's your standard thickness, and it's got round edges. I don't know if you can see them. Let me do like makeup girls on YouTube. Yeah. How they put their hand. Yeah, so they have it.
I'm gonna have to keep in contact with you. My upcoming project might have a printed card game with it. So I've been talking to my brother about, you know, card decks and printers and stuff. So yeah, awesome. I think I was just talking to Joe about this the other day. So it's like, awesome. This is so awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh yeah. This is awesome, dude. I mean, for one, the art for any book is probably the seller for me. It's more like I'll get a book that doesn't have maybe great writing, but I will never get a book that doesn't have great art. And so that being said, your book is like, it's just a matter of time. Maybe in the next half hour that I back your book. However, I think everyone should. I think there's not many books like this. I would put this book above many of the even higher Comicscape projects out there.
Thanks, man. So much sweetness tonight, you guys. You want to make me excited?
I don't lie. I mean, there's a lot of legacy CG people that don't have as great art as this, and there's no way around that. And I know I'm not very tactful, but that's
yes.
Yeah,
well, you have opinions. Are you a human being with a brain?
Correct.
So
I
suppose that's okay.
So this project looks great. We're going to probably go to like 8:30ish today because we have double the people here. So that we normally do. So we got plenty of time. So any other maybe the the key perk, or maybe you already talked about new updates coming. So maybe there's something right now that we can look forward to today.
So yeah, definitely you want to back the featured perk because it's got obviously it's got the colored comic book with the I call it the columns variant, so all the characters on the cover, and then you've got the fire variant, but in black and white. So even though you don't get the fire variant in color, which is one of the perk, you're gonna get the black and white version of the comic, which is exclusive to this perk. And you also happen to get the fire variant on it. Then you get the PDF, and which comes with every perk because we're just nice like that. And and then you've got the Earth trading card, which is exclusive to this perk as well. And obviously you want it because this campaign is all about trading cards. And so obviously if you guys signed up to the pre-launch page, you will have the Paradox trading card, which was exclusive to pre-launch. And then you will back this perk and you'll get the Earth trading card. And then God's willing, we're going to unlock all 3 stretch goals, which are very, very humble. Every $500 once we hit 15,000, not so humble. Every $500 once we hit 15,000 is going to unlock not 1, but 2 of these beautiful trading cards.
I don't want to interrupt, but these I played a lot of Magic the Gathering, and I'm sure if you jump on Mandy's channel, she'll talk about this, but these cards will lend very much to those.
Yeah, I'm booked on her channel. Yeah.
Nice. Whenever you get there, it's going to be talked about because these look very Magic the Gathering feeling, just like I feel like they are summons or something from that game.
Yeah, so
the quality of
have brought that up. What's that, Jeremy?
The quality of art fits right in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky to have found this guy, and to have him work with me. I don't want to say for me, with me, because that's the difference, right, between us over here and the big guys, in the big leagues at Marvel, at DC, right? They would say he works for me, not with me. Mm-hmm. So it's all about cooperation and working together, togetherness. We achieve things together. And so yeah, I'm so super happy to work with him, and I don't mind if other people want to work with him, whatever. At first I was scared to share him, to share him with the world because, I thought it's just a matter of time before Marvel or DC snatch him up, right? But now I'm thinking, sure. He could, he would probably be like, "Whoa, Marvel just, got in touch with me or whatever." Anyone would, but I don't think Marvel and DC have the same amount of, what's the word I'm looking for, like that gloss, that they used to have, that those good looks. They're not that appealing anymore, and it reflects, in the sales. And vice versa. So I think he does better. He would do better working for Comic Skaters, going from one person to another. He's probably not even aware of, anything CG. We never really talk about that, and I don't want to talk about it with him because the last thing I want is for him to part ways because of whatever, difference in ideology. So all we do is, I send him the script. I mean, the pages that have been produced using my pages. I might as well show you. This is going to be one of the pages that will be on sale on the
full screen them, Joe.
I shall.
Right. So page 3, the fire variant. Right? Fire sitting on the rock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is my version. This is what he used to draw that page. So even though, obviously it's not the same, level of art, but it's my art. And, I'm the creator. And it is, after all, the art that was used to create the final product. So, these are going to be for sale starting tomorrow.
Dude, that's really cool, man. I really dig seeing like I don't want to call them not artists, but like the writers, usually the creators, originals,
Yeah.
You've seen him a few times. The last time I saw one was no, I'm blanking. The box wine, huh? Sweetcast. It may be, maybe. I don't know why I'm blanking, but either way, it's cool to see, and I'm glad. I want to see more of yours, maybe eventually on other streams. Spread the word on some of your other art.
Did I just dox me?
No, I don't have you up. So, so I saved your life, dude.
Thank God.
You're not gonna get swatted.
Nice. Oh my God.
So this is let's pull up one more thing because you brought up the featured tier. Anything else that we want to bring up here before we move on to Don and check out some BEARDZZERKER?
I mean, not really. Obviously, the other perks, they're pretty self-explanatory. PDF plus, classic cover, and then the PDF plus the variant cover. So that's what we got right now. And then starting tomorrow, we'll have several perks. We're going to have several pages added to the campaign. I was just adding them before the show, and we'll have the sketch tier, which is also going to be an add-on perk. So when you select whatever, you can also add on for me to produce a sketch for you. And I have this like style that I do sketches from the side, so neck up, and so they'll just be like head sketches basically. And so yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Cool.
Really. Now
that's awesome.
On.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm excited to get to Don, but before I do that, I want to point out, like I said before, how again awesome the art looks on your book. The concepts just seem so, I don't know, more than grand. I would say they're like cosmic, is a good way to put it. But anybody who's wanting to get down to the I don't know, the foundations of everything that we kind of deal with in life, it seems like that's what you're going to get. You're going to get these elemental forces coming together. And it's almost like this very archetypal story too, like because Element's going to have like personalities that deal with, I'm sure they'll have, matching similar personalities.
That's right. Yes, they do. In fact, do have that. And this is a book very much for, when I say dark fantasies, really too broad. It's a character-driven comic, okay? So very strong characters, very complex characters. And they're all very different visually and otherwise. And it is, yeah, I mean, it's a story about, big godly beings, but really it's a story about belonging, right? It's a story about many things, really, many human emotions, about love, about loss, about feeling unaccomplished. And that's the whole reason why all of them come to our world, even Paradox. Isn't that funny that both the heroes and the villain, they come to Earth for the same reason? For the first time, you don't have a villain who is coming to Earth to destroy the world or to take over society or whatever. You have a villain who came to Earth with all the best intentions. But sometimes, he's, I like to think of him as a Magneto type character. Sometimes it doesn't matter how good your intentions are. You keep on being, dragged into the dirt. So, yeah.
Dude, that sells it right there. I appreciate all that kind of like you gave it so much passion just on that last line. That would sell it for me in itself. I'm glad you're. Oh, oops. Again, I pull you out. I don't know why I keep pulling you out. I mean to turn off the screen from Jeremy. That's what I want to do. Leroy here is claiming that I'm bored or something, or that I'm just done too many drugs. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm very stoked, and I will prove it with a backer number of Leroy. Anyway, let's jump on to Don Chen's BEARDZZERKER. Let's do this. Don, you have maybe the longest legacy out of maybe combined out of everyone on this panel. It is awesome to have you on the panel. Can we let's dive into a little bit more into BEARDZZERKER, because we talked about him being kind of awoken from what kind of sleep is it? Is it like a?
He actually is in a NyQuil induced sleep. He took too much NyQuil. He watched too much USA Network. Back in the 80s.
Love that.
So we're pretty much a gag every panel. I kind of have a shotgun approach to humor. If you watch the movie Airplane, you kind of get who I'm about. It's like every scene. You just try to throw it out there. If it sticks, great. If it falls flat, no one bats 1,000 in comedy. You just got to try. I don't know. Am I controlling the screen, guys, or did you want to just go through and ask me questions? Because I'm happy to do either way.
I pull up your screen, so if we're already here, and if you want to, go ahead.
Okay.
If not, I'll let me know.
Yeah, we can go ahead and play the trailer, and then if people have questions, I'll show you the campaign and whatnot. But I think I'm sharing audio here.
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
All right.
Comics are totally awesome.
Can you hear it?
And I'm totally awesome too.
Okay.
BEARDZZERKER has everything you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got great action, has a little romance, and it's about something. Not just any something. It's a parody of something. And I was like, well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so, did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah. And then Parody Press was like, oh, yeah. So they made a comic book that's a parody of my comic book. And it will probably be pretty hilarious, because that's what a parody is. Or at least what it's supposed to be. This idea of kind of like a rock and roll warrior, someone in an altered state, someone with a big guitar axe, and a pet cat that's from the hood, just out of control. Speaking of out of control, there's his beard. It gets bigger and longer throughout the book until it takes on a fantastical life of its own. It's like, whoa! So check it out. If you do, I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. But honestly, I didn't really do that much, other than rambling on about comics and books. I mean, comic books. Wait, what was I saying? Oh well. Enjoy! BEARDZZERKER from Parody Press. Back it today!
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
That's killer.
That's BEARDZZERKER, the trailer.
Dude.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. We kind of did that. We launched like the beginning of when was it? April 1st, but I was doing the pre-launch campaign, for the last few months. I wanted to bring to everybody's attention that I created a tier just for the audience in this program. So if you go to the BEARDZZERKER page and you want to get all 6 variants, which would normally cost you $90, I'm running a special, a $69, which is a good Bill and Ted number.
Nice.
And so we've got that going. And then also on X-Farce, which is actually printed and fulfilling right now. I ran another Art Brothers show special for all 3 issues of that. But without further ado, let me just kind of show you some of the stuff that we have here. And if you guys have questions, feel free to stop me.
Sure,
this is a real nice piece that Jim O'Reilly did for me. This was just in the last couple of weeks. He and his colorist came up with this, and I loved it so much. I definitely want to put this in the book. I honestly feel it's cover worthy. So if we hit our goal and, you know, we exceed what we expected, I might just put this on a separate cover, but it's definitely going to be in the book. And it's kind of a homage to the Bill and Ted. You know, you can kind of see the original.
So much energy there. I love it.
Yeah. So in this story, back in the 80s, you know, the Bill and Ted would use the phone booth to get around, but it's 2021, so we don't have phone booths anymore. So we use a porta potty that's nuclear powered porta potty, and it goes underneath the ground through the sewer lines. So that's how he can go anywhere he wants. So Bill Mouse, who's my longtime collaborator with Parody Press, he's the interior artist. You can see his pencils and inks right here. This is colored by Stefani Renee. This is a pinup piece that's in the book, but I love the ripped Van Winkle that your chat said. I might just have to rip that off and give that guy a free book if he'll let me use that in my teaser. It's awesome. Here's some of the interior work that Bill's working on right now. And his daughter, her name is Cat Mouse, believe it or not. And she's our colorist on this book. So we have father and daughter working in the same studio together to do the interior work. And the good man Keith Gleason from Mighty Mascots, he's our letterer on this book. So we've got a cool collaboration here. So Bill kind of has this, you know, kind of a cool, fun, Mad Magazine-ish, you know, feel to his work. It's not too serious, but it's also not too comedic. So we just thought it would be a great, you know, fit for this book. And then Cat Stevens is his pet that his friend leaves for him, and he knows how to play the drums, which is kind of fun. Here's the first cover by Kanan White, and he just did a great job. I mean, I wish he could draw the whole book, but you know, he's pretty busy. This is colored by Matt Yackey, who has done a lot of work with Rob Liefeld and Dan Fraga. So Matt did a great job on that. So that's the first cover. And then this is a big announcement, is She is on a variant cover with courtesy of Billy Tucci. I'm actually going to be on the Pop XP show right after your show, but I think he pre-records it and then he airs it later. So that's going to be a fun interview with Billy and Niall. So this is one of the covers. Thank you. This is one of the covers that Bill Mouse drew, and it was colored by Matt Yackey. And we're going to have a fan vote. Billy's going to promote it on his She Haikyo update. So he's going to show the artwork, and then I'm going to have a Twitter poll, and people can vote on which cover we put as the She cover. So you're going to either have the choice of the guy getting kicked in the face saying, "Holy She," or we have a second option, which is kind of the Batman character at the very bottom of the dog pile saying, "What is she doing here?" So I think people like "Holy She" better, just from the informal feedback that I'm getting is they like "Holy She." So that's cover great. Number 2. And then another big announcement is Ethan Van Sciver let us use Rainbow the Brute on this campaign. And this is by Preston Azevedo. He painted a very cool Frazetta-like Beardzerker versus Rainbow the Brute cover. And Preston did a great job. And, you know, logistically, when I reached out to Ethan and Billy, like within the last month and a half, and they so graciously allowed us to add these characters into the campaign. But I was thinking logistically, how do you have Rainbow the Brute, who's only like six inches tall, fight Beardzerker, who's like 6 feet plus tall? And Preston says, "I got an idea." So he took Frazetta's Death Dealer painting and he did a kind of a cool spoof homage. So evidently Rainbow wins. He gets to keep the guitar as a souvenir, and then he also gets to adopt the cat as his ride.
Wow.
So, I love that.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And then Dax Martian, who some of you guys may know, he's a great CG artist, and he does this killer Jack Kirby riff. And so Dax said, I want to do a piece for you. So he turned this in, and I'm a huge Kirby fan, so this will be one of our covers. And then the other one that we have is a kind of a box office movie poster looking cover. And, the tagline, he's a heavy metal warrior in a long, deep sleep, now awakened. It's time to fear the beard. And it's kind of a Drew Struzan, Raiders of the Lost Ark type of photo, realistic type of riff on it. Keith Gleason and my wife, did the cover design with the logos and the typography. And so we spoof everybody's names in the credits. And I rate the cover PG, which stands for pretty gnarly.
All right.
That's
And then courtesy of Mark Polton and Mike McMahon, this was the last cover that we added to the campaign in the last few weeks, and that's U.S. Assassin teaming up with BEARDZZERKER. And it's a full wraparound, so it'll be front and back, one image. You've got the main characters on the front, and then the pets teaming up on the back cover. So there's Bazooka Dog and Cat Stevens, wreaking havoc on the back cover with kind of this patriotic design on it. So those are the 6 covers that are coming on the book. It's a full 32-page comedy, action, adventure. I think you'll really dig it. I mean, we poke fun at John Wick. We poke fun at Berserker. We poke fun at Speed, The Matrix. And these are stickers that we gave to the first 35 backers. So they're no longer available, but we have all sorts of cool perks. So if we hit 7,000, we have a guitar pick with BEARDZZERKER on it. And then at 8,000, we have a Rockstar satin ribbon bookmark. And then every $1,000 after that, you can get a trading card or a sticker. But the thing we really like to get is 13,000, because then we can buy Michael Bancroft another manly blouse. So we gave him that puffy pirate Seinfeld shirt in early April, and he wore that on our launch.
The rainbow in the lens flare, that's real, right?
Oh, that was you? You bought it for him?
I bought it for him. I was the secret
gift to this community.
This is I mean, your books are a big contribution, but that's a solid contribution itself. Yeah. Dude, I didn't know that either. That's awesome.
Yeah, we gave that to him. Actually, Joe, you are a trendsetter because you have a music track going with your campaign. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big fan of music. And so my friend Laz, who's an awesome instrumentalist, he's the guy that does the music in our trailer. I reached out to him and I said, hey, can we use some of your music for a BEARDZZERKER MP3 digital soundtrack? So for $7, you can get the Kiss My Axe BEARDZZERKER album.
Nice.
As an add-on, we've got some samples of his page, of his music on the page. And, we're offering a bunch of art tiers. You can get sketch cards from Bill. We have original pages with, 6 comics for as low as $175. Yes. It's pretty affordable. Somebody already snagged this Preston Azevedo pen and ink version.
Yeah.
And then, so that's kind of the campaign, guys. We've got.
Dude, I'm excited I'm excited for many things. Not only am I excited for the guitar pick, but several of the covers. So I'm like, I wonder if do you have any bundles of pick your own cover, or do you just do the 6 altogether?
Let me go back to that. Sorry, I shouldn't have closed it down so quickly.
It's okay, Don. We forgive you.
Yeah, you can buy whatever cover you like for $15, and then if you want to add whatever cover of your choice, they're all available for $15 more. But the best bang for your buck is going to be the 6-pack, mm-hmm. which is $69.
Yeah, Arcos, for sure.
One of the other things we have is to buy my wife, who's our graphics wizardess, a cup of coffee for $5. Thank you, Laura. She's probably watching upstairs.
Is she gonna drink those coffees one after the other?
She is known to drink a pot of coffee a day, so it's not that's
Not impossible.
That's only gonna scratch the surface for her coffee fix. One of the tiers that I thought I would mention to you guys, I don't mean to scroll so fast, but people have seen me with the costume beard. So let me get to that tier that's the Fear the Beard tier. So for $99, you can get all 6 issues. You'll get the MP3 soundtrack, and you also get a sketch card by Bill Mouse that's pen and ink, and then you'll get the beard, which I'll put on just to satisfy those that are. You're gonna get this costume beard that
can also be worn as a wig,
or a toupee.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do have a bald spot. I'm ready to.
It doesn't taste very good, so I'm not gonna. I got hairs in my mouth already.
You know what? When you wear that beard, you remind me of my dad. When I was a kid, one Christmas, he dressed up as Santa Claus, and he was wearing, of course, the white beard, right? But he was wearing this. He was wearing this hideous, horrible, terrifying mask of Santa. A mask of Santa that looked like it came out of a horror movie, right? And under the beard, I could see his black beard, and so I was creeped out because I was a kid, right? I was like 6 years old, and I thought this guy was like a thief or something. And everybody was there. Nobody was doing anything about it. It's weirded out. So thank you, Don, awesome. For bringing back those memories. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
He's gonna be twitching later.
That's why they call it the Fear of the Beards here, man.
We're having fun with this. You know, we're not here to like. I'm not making Ethan bucks. We're here to bring laughter back and just give back. Yeah. You know, we've had a crappy 2 years. We need to be, not politically correct. We need to get back to having fun and not feeling like we have to cancel everyone. So, that's kind of our vision, is to make the world laugh again. And, between Beardzerker and X-Farce, which is our first campaign, that's our plan.
I'm glad you
God
guys
bless you.
I'm glad you're both here because almost because I feel like Comms of Creation is on the serious side, maybe more serious than many other books. But Don, you're bringing the other side of the coin, which is this lighthearted side, which is, I think, what we need. Especially in CG, there's not many of that kind of lightheartedness out there. I backed a couple books like that. One called Glyn in Monsterland.
Oh yeah, I know.
UK, I believe that's a UK, or maybe Ireland. Creator, but anyway, I like seeing lighthearted stuff because there's a lot of well, what do you got over here?
Oh, Jeremy? Man, Jeremy,
he's
pulling out the parody press.
Hold on,
man,
buddy.
He's got a stash.
Wow,
that's cool, dude. Those are all books I worked on. I didn't know you had so many of them.
I got my Don Chain collection, so Beardzerker's coming soon.
I think I had already seen that collection somewhere. But by the way, I just wanted to point something out. Obviously, yes, right. That this is like more of a drama kind of comic.
Yes.
But Comms of Creation, or COC, if you want to abbreviate it. Oh, no. So COC and
are we gonna be able to do this?
I can't.
Is this the whole reason why you brought this back up?
Yeah. And Beardzerker or other things from Don, they do have one thing in common, right? And that is, like an inherent positivity in that, like that. I mean, obviously, there is some funny bits in Comms of Creation, especially from Light, like he's the comic relief. But it's it's like a old Superman, type story, but with dark things from the villain as well. So and we do need that so badly right now. Like we need positivity. We need what else do we need? We need like I have three human characters. There are 3 human characters in volume 2, which are they're all men. They're all men, and they're all white. Well, not really, but they're all men. And so I feel like that's like, because the important thing about the comms creation in the end is really how the comms react, like how they interact with the human characters, right? And so it is nice to see in 2021 to have in a comic book that like 3 human characters who are not douchebags, who are not rapists or racist or homophobic or whatever characters. They're just nice characters, and they happen to be all men. And I feel like little boys need to be reminded that they are, they're not villains, because the world is trying to depict them as villains. And a lot of parents, monsters of parents, they're okay with that. And they raise their children to blame themselves for all the evil in the world. And so we need more comic books like BEARDZZERKER and X-Farce and, is Star Circuit and, your game, Jeremy, and Comms of Creation. Positive stories that aren't about hating and tearing down and destroying, but they're about building and creating.
Second in that, I also want to bring up that there's like positivity and everything, as long as you have the right mindset. Like obviously there's creators out there that are pushing the opposite and maybe even pushing another ideology, but you can find the right mindset. And I think I encourage that for everybody. Like just if you're thinking negatively, you might frame things negatively. So I encourage everybody to think positively, encourage each other. Right. Like you said, Alex, about like your team is not a job type thing. It's like you're collaborators. And you're working together. And yeah, that's how I would like to look at a lot of things that I'm doing. And I'm glad you brought that up that way. On the same happy note here, guys, I want to bring up that I am happily number 74.
Thanks, man.
Creation.
Thank you so much.
I felt like it, something about a very elemental, very archetypal stuff really appeals to me. That's why I'm kind of into DC comics more than Marvel. If I was going to pick a side, because they're very that way, ideological, or not ideological, but more like iconic rather. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing this IP into the world, and I hope to see more. I believe I probably will still back something from Don Chen. I just don't know just yet. I have to go through. There's so many tiers. You only have 3, Alex. You have 3, so it made it me easy. I have to examine what Don's got.
But they're good. They're good tiers.
I backed X-Farce from you, Don.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
I backed a few campaigns, and now I'm broke again. God damn it!
I still have these. I still
really?
Actually, Joe got my X-Farce.
I do have the mug. I did back the mug.
The X-Farce mug.
Man, I love that lunchbox.
We've got a few lunch boxes left, and then obviously the books are here, guys. So anybody in the audience that you don't have to wait 3 months or 6 months.
I ordered that. That's the one I ordered.
Your books. They're beautiful. They turned out great. They're all full color, glossy paper. And
Don, I'm gonna get in touch with you. I'm gonna get in touch with you because I want to make a comic. Your comic, I look at it and it looks like a real comic, in terms of how it reflects the light and how it feels in the hands. And I've seen a lot of indie comics. They don't feel like, your Marvel, your DC. They're way too thick. And to me, that doesn't equal quality. That equals just like it doesn't feel like professional to me. I want a nice natural feel to the pages.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna probably hit you up and ask you about weight of pages and all that stuff.
This feels like if you guys were collecting back, in the 80s and 90s, Marvel Fanfare, it would come out like on a Baxter paper, really nice quality. So I decided to just kind of bite the bullet and not go with, the standard stock, which is more of a matte finish. I went with the glossy. And I'm really happy. I mean, my printer, I took a chance. I mean, everybody says, oh, go with Mixam or Print Ninja or Comics Wellspring. I went with this guy called Image Now out of Rochester, New York. And they did a book for Grok, Tribulation Task Force. And I got those copies of his book in, and I said, this is really nice quality. Where do you get your books printed? And so he said, yeah, I use this place out of New York, and they did this. This is the very first trading card that we ever did, and it's turned out really sweet. So I'm really happy with them, and their prices were better than all the other people that I checked out. So I'm definitely going to go back to them again.
Beautiful.
Nice.
That's good to know, because like knowing your options for a lot of the creators out there, I almost want to do a whole stream on just like, here's some the ground floor of how do you kind of produce and get the right people to do the right jobs, the right printers. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to get the right look for my Star Circuit patch. I've never done patches before, so I don't know how the stitching works. I got to talk to these people and figure this thing out.
Have you been on Red Valkyrie of recent?
Not yet, but I will. Tomorrow, like you mentioned Pop XP, I'm on Pop tomorrow, and I think Shay also tomorrow. Yeah, I think both Shay and Pop tomorrow.
Great. So I love those guys. They're awesome. I had my Red Valkyrie mug on my coffee show this morning, but it's dirty now, so it's upstairs in the dishwasher.
Oh man. So I'm gonna definitely come look. I'm very peaked. Even though you got the Art Bros tier, I almost want the beard tier. Something about it is pulling me to the beard tier. I just don't have the funds to like spur of the moment do it. Otherwise,
that's all right. I know you're on video now, and you've made that commitment, so you can't back out.
Well, there you have it, Joe.
It's a very good point. There is no going back now, guys. I wanted to bring up a couple other little things. As far as like things you guys like to do outside of comic books to close, can you guys give me maybe a hobby or something you like to do outside of comics? That maybe inspire comics or just not, whatever. Something else you like to do besides comics.
That's a good question. You go, Alex. I'm still thinking.
I'm a big gamer. Right now I'm playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. Which is, it's great because the first Marvel Spider-Man was great. I used to like Miles, then I listened to, Eric July, Young Ripper. Yeah. Now I don't like him anymore.
Yeah, because the tokenness.
Made me realize he's just, like a token version of Peter. But with a cooler costume and powers. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. And also I'm a big fan of God of War, the new one that came out in 2018, 17 or something. And what else? That kind of stuff. I eat it up. It's I'm a big gamer and always have been. PS4. I'm a PS4 guy here. And what else? Cool. TV shows, anime. Over there at the back, you can see Death Note. Great anime. If you guys want to watch, brainy stuff.
It's very weird. I'm watching Death Note again right now. Refreshing.
Oh, you are, man. Yeah. It's such a good show. Such a good show.
Jeremy over here.
Everybody's talking about this. I don't know what it is yet.
Dude? How are you gonna one-up me?
I'll have to check it out.
I gotta get a new bro. I gotta get a new bro.
Don, it's been around for a while, Don. It's been around for a while, and it is really worth watching. And a lot of people say that it's not as good, after a certain thing happens. I don't agree with that. I really like those new, the two new characters that are introduced later on. And I actually like that. There's one image in particular that we see, when Light he's reminded of somebody, right, by talking with Nier, and we see him chained up with him again, and I just love that, and I just love that. So yeah, that's my answer.
Cool.
Good answer. Good answer.
Fantastic. Before we get to Don, I was going to say I had made a post about games that inspired Star Circuit. Maybe you should go check it out. Give me your input on maybe things that inspired columns, as you know, on Twitter. So Don, what about you?
Man, I go way back on games. I mean, I think I might have talked to you about games back in like the first time I was with you guys, but I'm so old. I had an original Pong console. But it segued to the Atari, and then Sega, Nintendo. So I have an Xbox now, but I still mash it up with my grandkids. I can beat them in Halo. My wife and I play Halo all the time, co-op, and nice. I love Mortal Kombat, even though it's super gory. But Jeremy, when I saw his Beckon trailer, it made me think of the cool fantasy games that I grew up, like Baldur's Gate, Gauntlet, that old school stuff. And so I love gaming still. A big fan of fitness. I have a very stressful job in my 9-to-5, which is selling real estate. So comics is kind of like my creative release for being able to do fun stuff, because the stuff that I do 9-to-5 is usually pretty drama filled, because people are buying houses and it's super stressful.
I hear you. I'm about to close this week on one, or no?
Okay, next week. Yeah. So most of real estate is not really sales. It's like hand holding and just assuring your clients everything's going to be all right. I think definitely games, fitness, taking care of our bodies, is a huge thing that I would advocate, because we got to get outside and start, just living life again.
That's right.
It's no fun being, trapped inside our houses. But
I would recommend karate, guys. I'm a Catapano around here, and we like the martial arts and the art bros. So
that's why
I like it because it's structured. So a lot of the problem with like working out sometimes for me is just like it's on your schedule. You figure out when you want to go if you're not feeling like it. But with karate, there's like this feeling like when you miss that you're I don't know, you're becoming less skilled every time you miss. So like the next time you're in, you're like, oh, I can't even kick as high, or whatever you're doing. But that's
you let down the Cobra Kai clan, man.
Right. Everybody there makes fun of you. Yeah.
Did you watch Cobra Kai, Joe?
I did. I don't know why I switched you guys. I'm still in the first season, but I started.
Yeah,
what a great show, man.
I love that show.
I gotta say, the finale of season 3, I found a little disappointing compared to the second season. I mean, the second season was epic. Are we all caught up here, or beside Joe?
Yeah, I'm not. You guys can talk about it.
Don't spoil it.
No, without spoiling it. But I mean, like, do you agree with that statement? That
I agree.
Yeah.
I had a feeling they were going to bring Allie back eventually.
It definitely hypes me up. I definitely want to go do karate more after I see some kick-ass moves.
Oh yeah, totally. Me too. And the choreography is so good, and the music. I've downloaded a couple of songs from that show to work out with. Because me too. Also, Don. I go to the gym. I went to the gym today and yesterday for the first time since months. I've been working out at home. I've got weights here, and because I'm fat. So I have to,
It's that pizza, man. It's the pizza.
It's the pizza. It's the pizza Matty. And so I have to sort of keep up with it. And so they reopened 2 days ago. What about you guys?
Yeah. Joe, you're muted.
There we go. Yeah. We're in Florida down here, me and Jeremy. So we've pretty much been open the whole time for the most part. There's like the first month of COVID. But Florida's been pretty open the whole time. Obviously there's more restrictions, but I don't go to the gym anyway. If I was, I would be able to give you a more accurate. I'd have to get my girlfriend in here for her take.
I actually enjoy landscaping.
Oh, that's hard work. Good for you, man.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
no,
one sec. For the Italian guy here, landscaping is walking around naked or something.
Yeah,
No, that's manscaping.
No. Just like yard work, basic yard work.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's
You know.
good. That's relaxing,
You
right?
could walk
Yeah.
around naked and do yard work. That would be. That would be
Well,
interesting.
now I've got an idea.
Whoever hasn't stayed for the end of this show is missing out. This is
Oh man.
By the way, I just wanted to take the occasion to say something that I've said on a couple of streams before, but I haven't really hyped it up properly. On Michael Bancroft's channel, whenever we're going to close this campaign, I'm going to be eating a Carolina Reaper, which I think we're all familiar with it. A Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper in the world right now until they find the next hottest pepper in the world. And I will not swallow the pepper, okay? But I will chew on it properly, and I will spit it. And you guys will get to experience my pain and suffering live on camera. And it's,
is there like an extra, like we can probably like add to your campaign that probably would get you to swallow it, and then we get an update on how your butthole feels later?
No. Obviously, if the campaign hits the goal, that's the whole point of this, right?
Yes.
yeah.
If it's like
Don't fear the Reaper.
Sacrifice
Yeah.
before death, I would say a step away from death. So if the campaign hits the goal, whether it's before the stream or during the stream, I will eat a pepper. And so, guys, that right there should show you all in the chat what the level of commitment here.
Wow.
You should put it at like $100 a chew. Like I'll chew it. You donate $100 and I'll chew it.
Oh man.
Bites.
You might need a paramedic standing by for that stream.
I've looked up the effects. I'm a little scared. I'm going to be honest with you. It says thunderclap headaches for 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know what that means. Thunderclap. It's kind of a funny word.
Sounds like diarrhea really bad.
as a headache. As a headache. Oh my good Lord.
Oh man.
And I'm prone to headache.
I gotta get going to get ready for that other stream, guys. But
all right, Don.
I had a great time.
For
Always,
sure,
man. Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Don.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, best of luck
Bye.
over there.
Thank you.
Dude, that's an interesting promo. I've got like I said, a closeout with Bancroft this weekend, and I don't have a pepper chewing thing I'm doing.
That's right.
I need to do something though. I'll be coming up with some.
Bathe and ranch, Joe.
Bathe and ranch. That would
Bathe and
totally
ranch.
not be appealing.
Yeah.
This has been a great,
Yeah.
this has been a great stream. I want to go around the round here. Let's do a round of about where we can find each other on the interwebs. Maybe a little bit about what's going on this week, and I'll close it out. So, how about you, Jeremy? You want to start?
With what?
What I just said, like what's going on this week?
Guys, I'm working on some stuff. A comic book you all been hearing me talk about. I've got an update coming on Beck and Development Weekly stream on Friday night over on our channel at Zaid Studios. You can find me on Twitter at Studio Zaid. You can find me on Instagrams at Zaid Studios, Facebook, all the same stuff, or right here at Art Bros with Joe. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Now, Alex, do you prefer Alondra or Alex?
No, Alex. Alex is great.
Okay, cool. It's easier on my American raised mouth. So
that's right. No, it's easier on everybody. And also, I'm a big American fan, so I want to make it easy for you guys.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I'm Italian, as you know, but I'm also mostly American. So.
Yeah. You see, actually, I didn't know that you were Italian. Obviously, I guessed Catapano.
Yeah.
Who's Italian there?
So both my parents are Italian. My dad is an immigrant from Naples, and so most of my outer family, they never taught me Italian, but at the same time, the culture is so as deep as you can probably get as an American.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I mean, Italians, woo, we rock. Whatever.
Go for it. Yeah, I think we got a lot going for us, but I don't like the I don't like the I don't know what's the word that they usually call where one race is better than another. That's not racism. I'm talking about the other one, the one they used to teach in schools.
I'm not sure.
Remember that
Fascism?
word? Assimilation or something weird like that. I forget what it's called. Anyway,
I don't know whose history class you took. We went to the same high school,
Dude,
Alex.
Kentucky,
So
who
I don't
knows,
know.
dude?
Like he used
He's
school
from
there. I went,
Kentucky. He's from Kentucky.
That's right.
yeah, God knows what we were taught there.
We'll just forget about the past. Alex, where can we find you?
Where can you find me? Well, if you guys, if you guys search for Alejandro_VS, like it says over here, you'll find me on Twitter and on Instagram with that handle. And also, if you guys search Infinity Comics on YouTube, please subscribe. We're going to be launching tomorrow. And that's right, Joe. You go and subscribe. I know you're doing it. You're an awesome guy. Such a nice guy. Honestly, you're gonna love it because, as you can see, I'm quite wordy, and I'm quite straightforward. And so when you pair me up with Vinny Tartamella, right? I mean,
It'll be a fun time.
Only trouble can happen.
Yes.
So, it's going to be fun. So, the channel is still in development. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. I'll be going live with Vinny. Then, I just got concurred with, let me double check here, with Anthony Gambino, who is another creator in the community. You see him on draw streams with Geronimo Draws, the people from Alterna Comics. Anthony's going to be my co-host on Wednesdays. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to find a different co-host for each day of the week. For about 1 hour, we're going to go live, and we're going to talk shit. We're going to talk whatever, comics, crowdfunding, industry, movies. We could do a draw stream. We could host other creators like you guys are doing now. And I really hope to create, if you guys, anyone in the chat, Eric, I'm going to steal some people from you. Leroy, who else is there? Everyone in the chat. I don't need to say your individual names. Please be so kind to come and subscribe to my channel as well. And we promise you some good old entertainment.
Heck yeah.
I just subbed, so yeah.
Same here. I was all about to say that.
Thanks.
I think we're both enjoying your company, so I would highly suggest everyone go sub over there. Anybody who's watching this later on, go sub to Infinity Comics. He is a cornerstone of our CG up-and-comers. And go back his book. It looks fantastic.
Thanks, Joe. You know what? I just realized I, like a douche, I wasn't subscribed to yours. So I just rectified that. And I just subscribed. Awesome. And I rang the bell. And yeah.
Leroy, look, dude, not all Italians are hillbillies. You're just saying because I'm from Kentucky. Okay, it makes sense now. See, it all comes into play,
He's still slow, though.
Yes. That's the box line talking, dude. That's the box
just
line.
Don't get him to add numbers. He has to take his shoes off.
Dude, look, I was also I went to college. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it was a trade school.
I did too, and I came out great.
Did you? You didn't graduate though, so I got one on you, bro. And I'm gonna bring up
the same spot.
I'm gonna bring up one little ender video that I usually bring up. We talked about the music before with BEARDZZERKER. I've got my music track. It's probably 5 or 6 tracks that you're gonna get with Star Circuit if you back it today. Also, I've got the 3D print. Remember that is out today. There's a limited supply, so check out Star Circuit's 3D print. And also, Keep an eye out on our Twitter. I'm at Catapano Art. Zaid Studios is Studio Zaid on Twitter, and check us out there. You can follow us there and see what we're working on comic wise. So we're going to leave you guys with this sweet mixtape trailer for the book for Star Circuit. It's pretty much just one track by Vosto. It's a killer track. So thanks for coming on, Alex. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy, or being with me, Jeremy.
Thanks, Joe. Joe, before we go, real quick,
Sure.
do you mind dropping the link I just put in the private chat?
Absolutely.
That's the channel, because Eric was asking about it.
Oh, for your YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks. I think he was asking about that. I'm not.
Sure, I can put it in there.
Some other link. I don't know, but
let's do it.
Yeah.
So there's the
link.
link.
Yeah, I'm not a wrench anymore. Joe took my wrench away.
Dude, you're totally a wrench. Don't lie.
Hey, don't call me a wrench.
Look, I'm in the super superior StreamYard chat, so I can't see if you're a wrench or not. But I will check on this afterward, Jeremy. Actually, you want me to verify it now? Give me 1 second. Let me jump on.
Wow.
I'm not joking around. I'm going to make you a mod right now. That way you can't say this shit anymore.
Yeah, because I try to put links up there, and I do. They just come out not clickable.
Can you type something in the chat, Jeremy, so I can mod you?
I have been. Right
Something. Dude, I must have demodded you for your misbehaving. All right. So now modded again.
Okay. So, Joe put the link in there. So, guys, go check out Infinity Comics. Go subscribe to their show or to their channels because they got an upcoming show. Joe's got some channels. You guys go like and sub to this thing. And then over at Zaid Studios, we do some content over there too. So sub and like over there. Keep all this circulating.
Heck yeah. Once you find us one platform, go find us everywhere and help supporting all these projects, all these people. Our Jedi shows up late. Good to see you, bro. You're doing great work. Here, we're going to leave you with the mixtape trailer. Thank you for everyone coming on and checking out these 2 great books and being in chat. We'll see you next week on Art Bros.